Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Dee-Licious Kitchen. It's your girl Dee. I know it's been a while, but I'm back and today I'll be making jollof rice. Okay, so here's the ingredient you need to make the most delicious, the most tasty, the most savory, the most tantalizing jollof rice you've ever tasted. Okay, there's about 50 million ways to make jollof rice, but the way I am making it is the best, I'm telling you. So anyway, half of these vegetables I am going to blend, and then the other half I'm going to dice, and that's what I'm going to be putting into my stew. Okay, so here I've already roughly chopped all of the vegetables that I will be blending. Okay, so here I'm just adding all of my vegetables into my blender, and I'm trying to add as many vegetables as possible. I'm using the white portion of the scallions, and I usually start with the vegetables that have the most water content. Therefore, I don't have to add any additional water to the blender, and I let the blender do all of the work. All right, as you can see, I did not have to add any water. I just used my handy dandy tool. There's some things I don't like to add water to because I like the flavor to be concentrated and not watery. Okay, so once that's blended to a nice smooth consistency, I moved on to chop my vegetables and set it aside. Okay, so once I have all of that done, now it's time to move on to browning my chicken. That chicken has been marinating in my delicious carbo spices overnight, and right now I'm going to brown them in a pot with some nice hot oil. Make sure your pan is hot, okay? You want to hear that sizzle when you place it in the pan. Okay, that's the sound you're looking for. That sizzle right there, that's what you're looking for. Your kitchen needs to sound like Sizzle City at this time, okay? That's what's going to give you that beautiful brown color. It's going to sear in that flavor. All right, I'm just gently trying to flip my chicken, trying not to break it up too much. Okay, do you see that beautiful color? And best believe my kitchen was smelling so delicious at this time. All right, and that's why I call it Dee-Licious Kitchen. But anyway, all right, in a separate pot, you're going to add a little bit of oil, and then you're going to add like maybe 2 to 3 heaping tablespoons of tomato paste. You want to cook that down thoroughly, and you want to stir it continuously. This is not the time to walk away and take a call. This is not the time to scroll the internet. You need to stand by your stove and make sure it does not stick and make sure it does not burn. Continue to cook it because you want to get that tinny tomatoey taste out of it. So continue to stir. And once you get it cooked down good, maybe about 25 minutes or whatever, you're going to sit there and stir. You might put the spoon down here and there, but you're going to stay in the kitchen. You're not walking away, okay? I just added my blended mixture that I blended previously. I'm just adding some bay leaves. And right here is the original jollof rice seasoning blend. Let me tell you something. This is all you really need for your jollof rice. All those 50 million containers, add this, add that. No, baby. That's all you need. So right there, I'm just stirring it, making sure all of that flavor is getting incorporated. I did not put any salt into my seasoning blend, so I just add a little bit of salt, and trust me, with the flavor, you didn't have to add too much salt. All right, so right there, I'm just stirring it. You want to cook it down a bit, let that flavor concentrate. Make sure it doesn't stick to the pot, y'all. You got to stay, jollof rice, you got to stay in the kitchen. It's not the time to check emails, all right? And also, jollof rice likes to splatter and make a mess. So you're going to be cleaning. If you wait till the end, your kitchen's going to be a mess. So clean as you go. All right, so once your sauce has reduced a bit, once that flavor is where you want it, you want to taste it. This is the time you want to adjust the seasoning. So you're going to taste it, and then you're going to add your rinsed rice to your pot. Make sure you rinse it thoroughly. All right, and then you're going to give that a nice stir. Now, there is a debate about what kind of rice to use for jollof rice. I love a good basmati. I love a good jasmine rice. You are more than welcome to use whatever type of rice you want to, okay? So you're going to give this a good stir. Make sure it's well incorporated. Make sure all of the sauce is covering the rice. And at this point, you can tell right here, it's going to need a little bit more moisture. So at this point, you're going to add a little bit of water, and you're just going to add it enough to cover the top. Not much. You don't want to add too much because you're going to end up with soggy, mushy jollof rice. So just, add a little bit, stir it, then add a little bit more if you need it, then stir it. Unfortunately, I do a lot of eyeball cooking, so I really couldn't give you specific measurements. But if you know how to cook regular rice, kind of use the same kind of theory. Just, don't add too much water. Okay, so at this point, you're going to cook it uncovered and allow all of that moisture to absorb. All right. While that's being done, you're going to remove your chicken that's been brown and lovely in the other pot. You're going to remove it from the pot. You're going to leave that oil in the pot because that's some flavor in that pot. So you're going to add all of your diced vegetables, and this is for your stew. Give it a nice stir. Okay, I love garlic, so at this time, add as much garlic as your heart can take. And you want to add your Carbo all-purpose seasoning blend. This seasoning has all the seasoning you need. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, black pepper. So that's pretty much all I'm using, and I'm going to give it a nice stir. Allow it to cook down a little bit. Allow the vegetables to soften. And then you're going to be doing tag teaming. Then you're going to be watching your jollof rice pot, making sure it's not sticking to the bottom. You don't want it to stick. So you see the water is slowly absorbing. And that's what you want. Continue to watch it, monitor it. Okay, so I had some garlic confit. Listen, I told you I like garlic, okay? This is garlic that you allow to simmer in olive oil. Then I just simply put it in my mason jar and I store it for times like this. So I added a heaping tablespoon of that as well. Look, I'm back at the jollof pot rice now. You see how I'm doing this? Okay. So you can see that the water is still slowly absorbing. That's what you want. All right. Okay, so at this point, most of the water is absorbed. You're going to get your foil paper. I've seen people do plastic, but look, I don't know about that, but that's your kitchen, so you do whatever you like. Right here, I'm using some foil. You're going to let the steam do the rest of the work. All right. Okay, so of course I'm bouncing back to the other pot now. Let me tell you something. You could actually break a sweat cooking jollof rice, okay? Because you need to pay attention. You need to monitor. So right there, I just added a little bit. I had a little bit of the blended vegetables that I used previously for the jollof rice. I just added a little bit of that to the stew. And then I'm just adding my chicken back into the pot and allowing all of those vegetables and all of those flavors to absorb, let the chicken absorb it so that, it's going to be succulent and juicy and delicious. All right. At this point, all you're going to do is turn your stove on low and allow it to simmer slow. Okay, so it's been a few minutes now and it's time to check it. This is a good time to check it. Make sure it has the seasoning you want. Make sure it's not sticking. Make sure everything is looking good. And then you're going to hop on over to the jollof rice pot and see how that's doing. As you can tell, my jollof rice is not quite cooked. Don't worry. Don't stress. What you're going to do is just put that foil paper right back over it. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but once you put your foil paper on, you're going to turn your burner down to the lowest possible setting because at this point you want the steam to do the work. Don't add any more water to it, all right? Okay, so as you can see at this point, now my jollof rice is ready. You can see how flaky it is and how just fluffy and light it is. Yes, this is one of my best jollof rice, and I paired it with some avocado. You can pair it with plantain, you can pair it with salad, you can do whatever you like, all right? So I love avocado, that's what I did. All right, this is one of my best jollof rices, by the way. Did I mention that already? Okay, I'm sorry. It was, though. All right, until next time, bye.